Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Sumukascha Yekadantascha Kapilo Gajakarnakaha Lambodharascha Vikato Vignarajo Vinayakaha Dhumaketurganadhyakshaha Palachandro Gajananaha Vakratundaha Surpakarno Herambah Skandapurvajaha Shuklambaradharam Vishnum Sasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopasantaye Yasyadvaradavakradhyaha Parishadhyaha Parasatam Vignam Nighyanti Tatatam Vishvaksenam Tamasraye Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheswaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sachidananda Rupaya Krishnaya Aklishtakarine Namo Vedanta Vedhyaya Gurave Buddhisakshine Krishnadvaipayanam Vyasam Sarvabhutahiteratam Vedabhya Bhaskaram Vande Samadhi Nilayam Munim Sahasramurte Purushottamasya Sahasranetranana Padabaho Sahasranamnam Stavanam Prachastham Niruchyate Janma Jaradishantyai Om Amayantu Brahmacharina Swaha Ramayantu Brahmacharina Swaha Vimayantu Brahmacharina Swaha Damayantu Brahmacharina Swaha Samayantu Brahmacharina Swaha Yasojane Sane Swaha Sreyan Vasyaso Sane Swaha Samtva Bhagat Pravisane Swaha Sama Bhagat Pravisha Swaha Tasmin Sahasrasake. Bhagavan says, let us continue. We came up to slokam number 24. Sahasramurdha, okay, 23. Agranir Gramanir Sriman Nyayo Neta Samiranaha Sahasramurdha Visvatma Sahasrakshas Sahasrapat Avartano Nivrittatma Sambritas Sampramardanaha. We came up to that point. Ahasamvartako Vagni Ranilo Dharani Dharaha Avartano Nivrittatma Sambritas Sampramardanaha Ahasamvartako Vagni Anilo Vagnihi Anilo Dharadi Dharaha Ahasamvartakaha Vagnihi Anilaha Dharani Dharaha Ahasamvartakaha Samvartakaha Ahaha means our daytime, right? We have our times have to change, isn't it? So how beautifully it is all done. Imagine if there is no night at all and if there is only day all the time, how difficult it will be. Like you can experience it in northern part of the world at certain points in time, and we just cannot sleep properly. Now, the same way, if there's only night all the time, there is no sunshine. Again, in the northern and the southern parts of the world, you can experience it. Certain parts of the year where there's no sunshine. How deflated and de-energized and literally melancholy and sad that you become. So the cycle of creating days, and because you create days, you also create nights. So that ahaha means daytime. And and how do the nights and the days come? A lot of things take place. Scientifically, we know that the sun is shining, and scientifically, we know the sun as a globe, it's also consuming itself, in that we call it a fusion reaction and all the fire that is taking place, and the jewelry, the Jyoti is coming, traveling literally hundreds of thousands of miles. And not only that, how Bhagavan has created in such a way that the earth also rotates around itself, not only around the sun, but also around itself. Therefore, we get days and nights. As Hiranyakasipu once went, and he looked at the earth from the space, and he said, this is not right. So it's tilted at an angle. So he straightened it out to make sure that it is at even. And then he found that affected all the various seasons that we have. And because the seasons are important for the growth and the maintenance and the sustenance of all the beings, not only us, but all the Jandukas. And once he realized it, then he put it back the way that it was. And that, how precisely and how wondrously Bhagavan has created this, that Bhagavan is Ahas Samvartakaha. Ahas Samvartakaha. Not only the Aditya, not only the form of Surya, not only the sun who gives us the daylight, but the earth also has to rotate in a certain way, isn't it? And the phenomenal balance and the equilibrium and the design that you get a glimpse of, that divinity that is doing this, that is Ahas Samvartakaha. Vahnihi. Now, Vahnihi is a form of Agni. Agni is not limited only to the flame that we see. You know, when you light a fire, you see a flame. And we see immediately that's what Agni is. No, Agni is, that is only one form of Agni. Agni is actually invisible energy. Invisible energy. And the power given to Agni is to basically consume everything that is physically manifested, and it consumes everything. And in the process, it transforms all physical objects into what we call as ashes. And that is the ultimate final state of all of us. And then you blend with Mother Earth, right? And that's what Agni does physically. Now, mentally, what does this energy do? When you, in a sacrificial fire, in Homakundam, and we give, whether we do Pitrutarpanam or whether we do other Homangal, Sudarshana Homam, whatever we do, there are mantrangal that we say. These mantras are very important. And these mantras are also highly potent. And when we say, using the Vedic mantra, we offer Havis. Havis is our offering of food to the various devas, the various Pitrukal, and even the Yajna Devata himself, whoever Yajna Swarupi. If it is Sudarshana Homam, then Sudarshana Bhagavan is Yajna Devata. But when we do Navagraha Homam, it's the Navagraha Devata or Yajna Swarupa. But Bhagavan himself, the Paramatma himself, is the final Yajna Swarupi. Yajna is not only the Yajna Dhata, he is also the Yajna Bhokta. And when we offer food, how does it reach him? We look at it only physically, what we call as pindam or whatever. Offer it, right? And finally, Purnahuti, we offer everything, right? We offer Havis. But we look at only the physical thing, and that gets consumed by the fire. And then finally, that becomes that black paste thing which you all put in our forehead. But what exactly happened there? The mantrangal, with the mantram, accompanied by the mantrangal. Now, if you don't know mantram, that's also okay, so long as my heart pines for Bhagavan, as Kannappa Nayanar did. You know, and please, you must be hungry, take this food. He will immediately take it. This is the beauty of Bhagavan. But for people like us, mantrangal are very important because they purify all our thoughts and all our utterances and all our impure thought, because we are still embedded with lot of selfishness, right? And we don't yearn and pine for Bhagavan 100% yet. So the mantrangas help us. The mantram as the messenger, as the carrier, as the vehicle, and we offer whatever we offer. How does it reach the Bhagavan who is formless and invisible? And that the carrier of all the harvest to its final destination. Okay, it's almost like a postman, you can call it, right? And that is Vagnihi. Vagnihi. That is the form of Agni that takes all our harvest that we offer in Homakundam and takes it to the corresponding Deva whom we are addressing to. Okay? That is Vagnihi. And Vagnihi also, if that is the case, this Vagnihi is invisible, isn't it? It's formless. And because it is also formless and it has the ability and the power to consume everything, not only that what we offer to it, it consumes. But suppose it decides to consume the whole Vishwam itself, it can do that, right? It has that ability to do it. Actually, when we talk about Pralayam and all that, we talk about the whole thing getting immersed in, submerged in water, right? The water comes from Agni only, right? Please remember that. That is Vagnihi. Ahas samvartakaha Vagnihi. Anilaha. Anilaha, Anal, Anil, Anilaha is one meaning of that is Vayu, right? And Anal is one meaning of that is fire. Anilaha. Anilaha also means Anadi. The Anatha Nathaya Namaha. We worship Bhagavan. Anatha Nathaya Namaha. See, all of us are not Anadis. We are all not orphans, right? We have one entity that is our mother, father, and brother and sister and relative and friend. And all the knowledge and scholarship that we have, also all the resources, the wealth that we have, there is one entity that is available all the time, whether I want it or not, it is there. So none of us is Anadi. But Anatha Nathaya. Now, what about the Bhagavan himself? He has no one. He is the true Anadi. Okay? And not only that, that is Anatha Nathaya. Now, Anadi, this Anilo Dharanidhara, right? Anila, okay. Now, Anilaha also means Anadi, which means without beginning, right? This is very important. There is something in us that has no beginning, no end, right? That we can feel it is there, and that gives us a certain feeling of assurance too, doesn't it? A certain feeling of confidence and hope and kind of a sort of confidence to continue our life. And that entity that has always present there and always looking at us, and that entity without beginning is also Anilaha, another meaning for Anilaha. And when we talked about Anilaha as Vayuhu, when we all generally confine ourselves and associate ourselves with our body, right? This is Annamaya Swarupam. And this body is what we are always catering to, if you remember. One of the ways we cater to it is to give it food. And we get the bell rings for saying I want food, which we call as hunger, and then we go and immediately take some food. Hunger is satisfied, the body gets energy, and it moves about. We all know that. Now, how does the food that we take get digested? What exactly happens there? Yes, we know the chemical reactions, we know the acid secretion, we know the various functional contributions to the digestive process on the various organs that we have physically within the body. But does it explain fully how exactly the nutrition, the energy, the essence of what we take, how does it get into our body and give it energy? It explains it up to a certain point, not beyond that. What exactly happens there? It is the Pranan, Apanan, Dhyanan, these things combined, they actually help digest the food that we take in. If the Pranan and Apanan are not balanced, if the Dhyanan, instead of being spread over, pervading all through my body on an equilibrium fashion, if it is out of balance, what happens? Just imagine, right? So the essence of divinity that is present not only in my body in the physical form, but also in the invisible manner in the form of Vayu, right? In the form of Pranan and Apanan and Dhyanan, which you cannot see, but it is very much there. And with that presence, it helps digest the invisible essence of the food I take, so that gives nutrition and energy and keeps my physical entity activated. Right? That essence is also Anilaha. The interesting thing is, the essence of the food we take, gross amount of it, we all know, gets secreted and it gets excreted out of our body. We all know that, right? And a subtle amount gets digested for energizing the physical body I have. Now, even subtler aspect of the food I take, the subtler than the one that gets digested, the subtler amount, subtler part of it actually goes and feeds my mind, which is also invisible. That is why food we take is extremely important, very important. And there are 3 Suddhangal that are required for, one is Patra Suddhi, Patartha Suddhi, and Paka Suddhi. Patra Suddhi is the pots and pans that we use must be kept very clean before we take. Patartha Suddhi is the various items we use to cook our food, right? Whether it is rice or dal or whatever we do, they all must be cleaned and they must be Suddham. And Paka Suddhi, the cook also must be very clean, not only physically, but mentally. Nowadays, this last part is becoming difficult to get, right? And but it's very important that we take food prepared in this way, because there is problems with the cleanliness and the purity of these 3 aspects. That's why we say our mantram before we take our food, because that affects not only the body but also the mind. That digestive aspect on the physical as well as the one that goes to the mind, that is Anilaha. Anilaha also means one who who's not supported by anything. Anilaha. Without any adharam. We all have adharam. Okay. We all have adharam. When Bhagavan is not there, there is no support for us. Right? We may not acknowledge him. We may not be grateful to him. But still, he is supporting us. But Bhagavan is without any, doesn't require any support. Adharam. So, Anilaha, there are also three different ways Bhagavan, Shankar Bhagavad Pada enjoys Swami. Now, Aha Samvartakaha Vagnihi Anilaha Dharani Dharaha Dharayati iti Dharmaha is what it says. So, that word is very Dharani, something that is supported. Dharani is one name for Mother Earth, okay, which is not only the Bhulokam, as we call it, not only limited to the planet Earth, but also the whole universe. Bhulokam is called Dharani because it is supported, and Dharaha is the one who supports it. What supports the Dharani, Dharaha? Who is he? Well, is he physically supporting it? What exactly is happening in the cosmos, right? It looks just an empty space. And there are lots of globes that are moving around, hurtling around at tremendous speed. And amazing thing that if you look at trying to picture the cosmos. So what exactly is happening here? That support is Dharma. That Dharma is Bhagavan. That is what Dharani Dharaha means. And Dharma means what? Basically, code of conduct. What type of conduct? Conduct that is done in the company of Bhagavan. That is the conduct that takes place 100% per the rule that is laid out by Bhagavan. It is as simple as that. Okay, so that Dharma, Dharani Dharaha, is Bhagavan. Now, we say in our allegorically and just illustratively, we say that Adi Sankara supports the whole Bhulokam. Right? Ashtadik Balarkar, we say Ashtadik, all the directions, have got devas. Right? This is how our rishis have taught us. Because all they're telling us in so many different ways. Ashtadik Balarkar means what? Oh, there are only 8 directions. No, there are infinite directions. But each one has got a deva. That means everywhere you look, there is an aspect of Bhagavan that is protecting it. We also saw that, right? From Bhagavan's Nadhi came all the directions, all the akas and all the directions, right? So, or we also have Avatara Purushan coming in the form of Varahan, and he brought the Bhulokam and then put it on top of the ocean, top of the water. We have seen that Avatara story also. These all are illustrative, okay, of the truth. They're all illustrative of the truth. They're of what? Of Bhagavan himself is the one who is supporting. Adiseshan is supporting. Adisesha is nothing but 1,000-headed snake. What is a snake? It is our mind. Manomoolam idam jagat. It's a mind that is now pervading the whole world, if you really look at it. Right? And on this bed of this Adiseshan, which is what my mind is, because 1,000 is infinite actually, and 1,000 ways that it goes around, right? And who's reclining on this beautifully, absolutely untouched by it, at the same time controlling it, is Bhagavan, Sriman Narayana himself. That is what the significance of Adiseshan supporting the whole cosmos. Okay? So, Dharani Dharaha. Suprasadaha. Suprasadaha. We say prasadam. Whatever Bhagavan is gives us is prasadam, and they are nothing but suprasadam only. They are all even when I do lots of evil activities, violent activities, angry activities, when I'm far away from Bhagavan, can't even think of him, right? Acting against my conscience, against my own nature, or if I'm completely loving and helping and serving others and trying to become a better person in the process, and you become better only as you get closer and closer to the lotus feet. Like all our impurities will get slowly removed and they will get consumed and pulverized only as you approach the fire, right? And of course, as you approach the fire, it will also become hotter and hotter. And that's what happens when you go towards Bhagavan's lotus feet. Obviously, our difficulties and so-called worldly miseries and stuff like that will only improve and will only become more and more. But that's part and parcel of getting closer to the fire itself, and that's another story. So coming here, so Suprasadaha, regardless of who I am, what I do, Bhagavan is always gracing me only, showering His grace only on me. The grace can come in the form of a pain, or it also comes in the form of a cure, isn't it? Please remember that. They come in the form of misery and sadness. Then it also comes in the form of happiness, pleasure, pain. Because the whichever way it comes, that is Bhagavan's grace. Suprasadaha. Su is very important because by doing this, Bhagavan is calling us every second of the way, reminding us, I'm here, look at me, right? But I don't look at him. I put him on hold and move away. But he doesn't give up. Just imagine for a second, if Bhagavan gives up on me for a kshanam, what will happen? Just a kshanam, just a blink of an eye. That's all the time that he gives me up. What will happen? So it's an even impossible thought, such a frightening thought, isn't it? So Bhagavan, fortunately, doesn't give me up even for the time for a blink of an eye. So He's always taking care of us and is showering grace in infinite ways. Every one of them is prasadam, and that prasadam is suprasadam because sooner or later it's like a person who comes and knocks at my door, my house. I don't hear it. He keeps on knocking. Okay? At some point in time, I will hear it. Isn't it? He doesn't give up. Then I go open the door. Bhagavan is like that. There's various things He graces me with. I don't open the door. I don't hear Him. At some point in time, right, I look to Him because of that gift, of that anugraham. This prasadam is nothing but suprasadam. So He is suprasadaha. Prasannatma, prasannavadanam. We say, Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnu, we say that prasannavadanam. You go to a temple and you look at the Balaji temple or Ambal, whoever, they all have prasannavadanam. Right? What is this prasannavadanam? Is it just a smiling face? No. Prasannavadanam, prasannam means prasannaha, means when you have clarity of mind, when you have no likes or dislikes, okay, no attractions, no repulsions, right? Some of us are attracted to some people, some of us are repelled by some people, right? Some of us are attracted by certain happenings in life, but repelled by certain happenings in life. So we like certain things, we don't like certain things, right? So that's the way we are leading our life. So our mind is not clear. It is clouded and confused, right? Suppose the mind is very clear, and the clarity can come on when there is purity, isn't it? When something is very pure, it is very clear, right? Crystal clear, as we say, right? That purity can come only when the mind resides in the home of Hridayam. Only when it is full of love, the mind becomes very clear. Okay? And with that, when the mind is like that, no likes, no dislikes, okay, that state is called prasannam. So, prasannatma. because of an unclouded, absolutely clear mind that is only shining in prema. Okay, that is Prasannatma. Then, of what did we come? Today, Suprasadaha Prasannatma, Visvasrik, Visvabhug, Vibhuhu. Visvasrik, Visvabhug, Vibhuhu. Visvasrik. Visvasrik also has been given as Visvadrik, also Visvasrit. So there are three ways this padam is, and so they all mean basically the same thing. Visvadrik means drik, dhr. See, again the word dhr comes, that is associated with dharma, that means support, right? So Visvadrik means one who is the support of the whole Viswam, the whole cosmos that has been created, right? Which we say as Hiranyagarbha and all the different aspects of it. And it also means, Visvasrid means, regardless of the impurities I have, regardless of all the papangal that I commit. Papam means any act that takes you away from Bhagavan's lotus feet. That's all it is. Anything that is done devoid of love is papam. Okay? And we continue to do so many things. Right? Now, suppose somebody misbehaves with us, somebody is getting angry at us. Immediately, what is our reaction? We either go away from him, or we kind of not keep that person's company, and we seldom, we help them even in time of need, whatever it is, right? But Bhagavan is not like that. He is so impartial, and he knows, he himself says, I know only prema. That's prema eva. I don't know anything else. When prema is like this, it looks at everything only as prema itself. So all the mistakes I commit, all the great activities I do, good activities, bad activities, tapas, lack of tapas, whatever that I do, still, just like the way the sun is shining absolutely unperturbed, it shines the same way on a thief as well as on a surgeon, right? On a saint as well as a thief. It has no difference. And that aspect of Bhagavan is Visvasrid. Visvadrik, Visvasrit. Okay, so now, Visvabhuk, Vibhuhu. Actually, there are two names, Visvabhuk, Vibhuhu. Visvabhuk means when the Pralayam times, when all the things that appear, they're all withdrawn into himself. The appearances disappear. That's what we call as Pralayam comes in, when the cosmos ceases to be. And that happens every so often in the passage of time. It does happen. Where do they go? Where does all the appearances go? It is like, a holographic projection, a three-dimensional projection is what this whole cosmos is. And where do the projections go? They all, when the light is turned off, they all get absorbed back into the projector, isn't it? Bhagavan, all the appearances, all the created things, so-called created things, they all get absorbed back into him. That Visvabhuk, that aspect of Bhagavan, of withdrawing everything into himself, is Visvabhuk. Vibhuhu. Vibhuhu is, we saw there are so many forms that have been created, isn't it? Infinite forms, infinite names. Right? We saw that in Purushottam also. We know that. We ourselves know so many names and so many forms in our limited life. Right? But everything is really created by our mind. Forms and the names are all created by our mind. And our mind is part and parcel of the cosmic mind. It's actually an aspect of the cosmic mind. And that cosmic mind is Hiranyagarbha. Various forms that have been created. And because so many forms have been created, Bhagavan appears as so many forms. This aspect of Swami is Vibhuhu. Vibhuhu means one who appears in infinite forms. Ahas samvartako vagniranilo dharanidharaha suprasada prasannatma visvasrag visvabhug vibhuhu. So with Swami's grace, we will stop there today and take it up in our next Sunday. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om.